Alright, hey everybody, so it's 8:30 in the morning today, and I still got hay fever. Great. Anyway, so we've decided to, I've decided to start the body of the car now. So I've pretty much sanded everything, well, not everything, but I've sanded quite a bit of the car. Let me show you guys. So this is where we're at now. I've sanded half the bonnet. Pretty much sanded this whole side down. Got rid of the light there, masked around there, masked all this. Sanded all this. And what I've done is I've got rid of the fender line here, so that it's nice and smooth. It looks kind of wavy, but it's just the metal there. So it's actually straight. And I've masked the lights in the back here. And let me show you guys the doors. So there's the doors all back together. Man, it looks good. See the light hitting it right there. Just camera does not do any justice at all. Anyway, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this outside again, put it over here, continue sanding, keep removing all these parts, and then there you go from there. Alright, so now that this thing is sanded down with the machine, what I'm going to do now is... what are these dogs doing? Anyway, on these edges, I'm gonna just hand sand it. You can still see that it's clear coat, and if you leave clear coat on edges, that's where it starts peeling, and we do not want that. So I'm gonna do on everything I can see, and then let me see. I mean, after that, it's really just masking and removing all the parts like the headlights and things like that. So yeah. Alright, well, it's today's weather. Great. Beautiful. Yeah, so that's leaving me stuck in here. That's fine though, because I pretty much sanded the whole thing. So what I'm going to do now is, let me show you guys, is I'm going to start masking it. So these doors can still open. Please tell me it's not locked. Yeah, these can still open like that. So I'm going to mask each door individually, and same with that, and also the front. And when I mask the front, I'm going to go under the hood, come around the engine, just so there's no overspray anywhere. I'm also going to take out these headlights, and I think that's about it. But yeah, so I'm going to mask this up, come back to you guys, and go from there. Alright, so now I'm taking out the headlights. I've taken out this one, and man, that was interesting. So let me show you how to do these. So on this car, I'm just going to speed it up. So get one here, it's 10 mil. Once that's out, you got one over there. Banging my finger right there. So I'm going to get that one out. Sweet, so once that one's out, now I'm going to take out the lights. So it's pretty easy. These ones just pull straight out. Cool, so once that's out, you got the two bulbs, you got one there, one hole there, and one hole, you just twist them out. And pretty much after that, I believe that's most of it. Should be able to wiggle, shake now, but there is one hard one to get, and it is under there. It's really hard to see, but there's one under there, and you need to get under the bumper for it. So I'm going to take that one out, and I'll show you guys on the headlight. So here's the light, and here is the one I was talking about. So you can't actually access it from the top. You have to go underneath, and you can't even see it from there. It's under there. So yeah, it's not fun, but it's off, so now I can mask it up properly and get to it. Alright, so I've sanded this whole thing now. And what I like to do is, once I've sanded it, I just like to go over the car, go all the way around, and just check for any kind of you know, shiny parts that I might have missed, whether it be really small, like right here you can barely see it, but just really small things that will definitely change the finish of it. It's pretty crucial, because if you miss something, you know, like on the edge or something like that, it can start peeling from there and it is not good. So just make sure that everything is, you know, flat. But yeah, there's nothing really left to do now, just put some primer on and then block sand it. Alrighty, so it's the next day and now it's ready for primer finally. So let me show you guys. So here it is. Now all I'm going to do is wipe it down with some wax and grease remover, and yeah, and it's ready. So I also just got to get rid of the bit of tape here, sand that, I mean, yeah, glue, whatever you call it. But other than that, I mean, it's ready for primer. So yeah, I'm gonna start spraying now. Alright, so here's 3 coats of primer on there. Everything's nice and even, there's no, you know, streaks or anything. I think it's really good. So now what I'm going to do is let this dry maybe for a few hours, and I'm going to get a guide coat and just spray it along the whole thing and hand sand everything, get it as flat as I can, fix up my imperfections, and then put some base coat on from there. So yeah. Alright, so I pretty much wet sanded the entire thing now. So there's a couple things that I've noticed. The rest of the body's actually really good. Like, there's barely anything. Whoa, god damn it, almost fell over. Anyway, yeah, the body's really straight. There's actually not much to do on this, so yeah. The one thing I did notice though is here. Now, as you can see, it's gone all the way down to bare metal, and everything around it hasn't. So this is the high spot, and if you rub your finger on it, you can just feel it. So what I have to do here is I'm going to get a little ball peen hammer and just give it a couple taps, and then see how flat it is, and just keep going until I get it really flat, and kind of go from there. And there's not really much else. Maybe apart from the bonnet, you can see if it focuses, little patches here, stone chips. There's one there. Everything else looks really good. So yeah, I'm gonna fill those in and spray some primer again. While I'm here, so I think I showed before, but this is kind of wavy. So what I've done is put some filler here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a 80 grit disc and one of these blocks, and I'm just gonna simply go around it like this, and that way it will stay uniform and it will keep it flat on the whole thing. So I'm gonna do that. Anyone wondering what gun I'm using? It's a Star gun. I've got this, I don't know what the regulator is, to be honest, forgot. It's from like Taiwan or something. 1.4 tip, and I always have it on maximum on both. I'll try to get the maximum spray pattern I can, but yeah, it's a really good gun. I'd recommend it, and it's cool because it's red. But yeah, let's get spraying. Alright, so here it is with the 2 coats of base. I'm probably going to put one more flow coat on just to make sure it's 100% even on the whole way. but it looks really good. And then after this, put some flakes on. So okay, so I saw a little bit of paint around here coming up. I think the paint underneath the original paint, something was happening with that. So what I've done is I've just gone back and sanded it down to metal, this whole area, even though it was a very tiny thing, but that's okay because I would rather go back, fix it with the base coat on, rather than put the clear coat, the flakes and the candy, and then have to go back. So all I got to do is make it flat again, prime it, put some base on, and I can continue. So that's all right. Other than that, the car's looking really good. It's all done. Just got to fix that patch and then put some glitter and flake on. Alright, that's all fixed. So once I've done that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a clean rag and wipe down the entire thing. So normally I use a tack rag, but I ordered some, it's still not here yet, and this will just have to do for now. And now I'm going to put some glitter on. So yeah, let's do that. Alright, so we're going to put the suit on. Tell me record. Oh god, here we go. Look at that, beautiful.
It looks awful. It's gonna be so...
It's not too bad. It's my used one, so alrighty.
Hold on, I'm not done.
Put the mask on for extra protection. Right, y'all, check it out. Let's go! So, I put base all over the car now, and I'm going to shoot some metal flake. And got my assistant recorder there behind the camera too. So, yeah, I'm going to start doing that. Always got to have glasses on, don't want to die. Don't want to die early. Right, so here it is. So we got 3 coats of flake, 2 coats of base, and it came out really nice. Obviously there's a lot of orange peel, as you can see. I don't know if I can get it right there, but yeah, so what we're gonna do, like all the other things, we're gonna sand this whole thing down with 600, and I'm gonna hand sand on the edges, and yeah, so then we can put the candy on. So I want to let that dry overnight and start sanding it. Alright, so here I am, just preparing all the candy paint, just putting the hardener in here. I thought I'd just, you know, talk over this, show you guys what's happening and what I'm doing. So yeah, the candy's going into the gun now, and you can see it's really black there. So that's because candy's transparent. So here it is, just about to start spraying. Just kind of thinking, like, I have low pause there because think about what I'm doing, because here with candy, as you can see, I'm not stopping as I go. I'm just, you know, I think just here I go across the entire car without stopping once, because if you do, then leave patches, and you can kind of see we've stopped. Anyway, so there was a couple questions on Instagram I have made a post, and one of them was, how did you get started with painting? And honestly, it was kind of like a slow build-up, I guess you could say. I think one of the things that made me really into it was seeing those Mazdas Soul Red, those new Mazdas around that, you know, that really bright red color, and I was always wondering how I could, you know, get my car that color and how to do it, and I just watched YouTube videos on it, and I started, you know, using rattle guns on just random things at home, and eventually went to panels, just with rattle cans, and eventually bought a spray gun, and kind of went from there. That's when I made my Instagram, and yeah, I've got a quite nice following from that now, and you know, I'm doing this full time, left my job, so yeah. The next question I got was, how does it feel having so many dream cars and projects flying in and out of my garage? Well, that is a really amazing feeling, really, because, you know, I love Japanese cars, and because, okay, so previously I was a mechanic, apprentice, just working with, you know, standard road cars like Honda Civics and, well, not Honda Civics, but like Toyota Corollas and things like that, and it was boring, you know. When you're gonna be a mechanic, you think you're gonna, you know, do fancy cars, but nah, you're just doing the same old, so, when I got into painting, I noticed lots of people, you know, came with really nice cars. Like this Nissan I'm doing is a factory manual turbo. Like I never saw the day I'd ever work on cars like that. And I've had other cars, you know, Altezas, Toyota 86s, things like that. It's really cool to see so many, you know, cars that people love, and that I love coming through my booth, and you know, it's such a good feeling. I love it. I love doing every single job, and yeah. The next question I got was, how did I learn to do it? So I've actually never stepped foot in a real car booth before. I've learned everything myself, and all the knowledge I have is basically from YouTube, and you know, pretty much trial and error. For me, it was trial and error. You know, doing things, making mistakes, and then realizing that's not how you do it. And yeah, it still is an obsession. That's how you say it, obsession. You know, every single job I do, I try to do the best I can, and you know, if something's off, then next time I can, you know, do that little detail better. So yeah, that's how I learned. Lots of hands-on and lots of, you know, research on YouTube. So yeah. Anyway, here is it looks like about third or fourth coat. So with this candy, it looks quite pink, but I noticed the more you spray it, the more red it becomes. It's really cool. Basically, more coats means more, you know, depth to it. I really enjoy spraying this candy. It's just so satisfying, you know, when it's finally done, you get to see it in the light. It's so crazy. It is a lot of work, and it's not easy, but man, it's worth it. It's so worth it. So also, you might notice on the side, you can see the blankets. One of them blew over the car when it was wet, and left a bunch of hair on it, so that was good, but I managed to get it out with the cut and polish. Thank God. It didn't take any of the paint off. Yeah, but anyway, I'll just stop talking. I don't really have much else to say. Just enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out.
It looks like you have a dead memory. Looks like you have a dead memory.
Okay, so I should probably mention what I'm doing here now. I've fully finished here, 5 coats, and I'm just checking the coverage, making sure everything, is uniform. There's nothing, funky, there's no grey areas and things like that. Everything looked quite nice. I thought I had something there, but that was okay. Yeah, everything looked really good, and from there it was just putting on some clear coat and cut and polishing.
So thank you guys so much for watching. Ooh, she's bright today, boys. Yeah, so I had lots of fun doing that. Yeah, I got another car in Candy coming up after this too, and it's going to be a Honda. We'll be doing it in candy red. So instead of this kind of wine color, it'll be candy red. Won't be any like flakes or anything, so it'll be a lot more straightforward process. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one.